no one wants to stand alone in what they believe in and feel discriminated because of it. You know, we all want unity. We all want to feel welcome and involved. We just want to feel seen.
Sonya Deville is often thought of as the villain in the ring, quickly becoming a WWE fan favorite. But villain isn't the only title she holds. Sonya started training and acting at the age of 12, but it wasn't until she hit her 20s that the pro wrestlers trusted her fans with her story.
It's really surreal to stand here right now knowing that 3 years ago today I wasn't even openly gay.
When she came out, Sonya made history by being the first openly gay female wrestler in WWE. And she takes that title very seriously, quickly becoming an advocate and role model for young fans everywhere. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Sonya never slowed down, continuing to star in SmackDown and to give back to her community. Sonya took some precious time between matches to tell me how she's being proud virtually. Sonya, happy Pride.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. Pride has obviously been different this year. What has your Pride Month been like so far?
So as Pride Month was approaching, I was obviously like, okay, there's not going to be parades, there's not going to be floats. How can we still stay connected, make a change, and do something good for the community, you know, without all that stuff? And of course, there's tons of ways. So I decided to partner with the Trevor Project and my clothing line, Demandy's Donuts, and you know, part of our proceeds are going directly to them, and you know, just doing all kinds of fun Zoom interviews like this. There's other ways to celebrate, obviously, especially grateful for technology in a time like this, to keep the word and keep spreading the change that we're trying to make here. So yeah, I'm doing it in whatever way that I can from my quarantine.
Well, let's follow up on the Trevor Project since you bring it up. What are you trying to accomplish with that collaboration?
So basically the Trevor Project is a company that works with the LGBTQ plus community in suicide prevention. One of my clothing lines, Rainbow Love, also speaks to the community in suicide prevention. So I was like, I talked to them, you know, I've been talking to them for the last couple months, how we can best help share their message, their resources, their tools, and also help them as a company so that we can help more people in general. And so they basically told me that my reach and my awareness with my platform would be super beneficial, as well as whatever funds, you know, could come along with it, donations to help further their reach and their resources and their tools. So with that, we kind of combined the two and did this promotion that will help raise funds and also help raise that awareness, letting people know that they have a hotline that they can call if they're in need or in trouble. They also have a website that has a lot of resources and tools for the community that can be beneficial. So just getting that information out there and just using my platform to do so.
It's funny because that platform is really interesting. As a WWE superstar on SmackDown, you're often seen as a villain. People love to hate you. But because you're openly gay and you represent so many people are coming because of your story. What's that juxtaposition like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tricky at times. You know, I am who I am in the ring, and a lot of that is legitimate because I'm a very intense, passionate person, and I do take every fight very seriously. You know, with my MMA background, it's kind of just how I've always been. So a lot of that's, you know, legitimate. And then, but I'm still a person, and I still stand for a cause, and I still have a voice, and I still want to make a change in the world. So I'm not, you know, I can't let one outweigh the other, and I can't let one, you know, unjustify the other. So I'm kind of just being me, and, you know, you could take it or you could leave it, but regardless, what I do inside the ring is very serious to me, as what I do on social media with my platform.
You know, coming out stories are so important for awareness. You mentioned you being you. Can you take us back to when you first felt like you and when you first started to decide to come out?
Yeah, so I tell the story because it was obviously on TV, you know, on WWE Tough Enough, the reality series, like the preliminary episode of the show. I was doing an in-ring interview with top WWE executives, Triple H included, and one of the questions they asked, which is like a basic generic question, is, are you in a relationship? And, you know, I obviously was nervous and I kind of froze, and then it's like, I guess I have to tell the truth, right? So I was just like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And that had been the first time that I really ever said those words. And that was 5 years ago. So the last 5 years has just been honestly me being more comfortable with myself, because I was almost kind of made to, you know what I mean? Like, I just spoke my truth in front of millions. So now I guess I gotta live it, right? You know what I mean? Like, I can't go back from here. So it's kind of like a crazy, surreal experience that really impacted the last 5 years of my life. And I wouldn't take it back for anything, because now I'm able to influence and hopefully help others feel that comfortability in their sexuality.
So there's telling the world, but there's also telling and acknowledging it within yourself. When did you first realize that you were gay?
God, I think it was in my like early teens, probably like 12, 13, 14. I just remember always knowing, but I grew up in such a small farm town, conservative South New Jersey, where there was no representation. There was no out people in my high school or in my school. And so I just remember thinking, like, I like women, but I can't, right? Because nobody else I know does. Like, I can't be the only one. Like, there's no way. Like, and I just remember, like, it was just doubt for years and years and years. And, for years I dated guys, and, something was always off, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I just couldn't come to like terms with the fact that it was the reality that I was gay. And, and so I had my own journey of hiding it and trying to compensate in other ways in my life. And, eventually you get to a point where you're just like, no, like, I want to live my truth. I want to do what makes me happy, And so, yeah, it was a long process. And like I said, until I said it publicly, like on TV, I had a girlfriend at the time, but I definitely did not accept myself the way that I do now.
Were you afraid of any backlash when you said it publicly on TV?
Well, I was afraid that I was afraid it was going to hurt my chances of getting signed or getting on the show, because I didn't know of any gay wrestlers in WWE. Like, I later heard about Darren Young, and his stories was super inspiring to me, but I didn't grow up watching WWE. I didn't know about that when I was at the tryout at all. So I was like, oh my God, wait, they don't have any gay wrestlers. Does that mean they don't want any gay wrestlers? Like, I didn't know what that meant. And obviously it was all in my head, and, it turned out to be the greatest experience. And I've never had an issue, to be honest, within the company at all. So, but yeah, at the time it was tough because I didn't know.
There certainly weren't any LGBTQ plus, role models in wrestling for you to look up to, but did you have any at all, whether it's in your community or other types of media?
Yeah, I mean, as I got older, I remember, like, these are distinct memories. Like, I remember Megan Fox coming out as bisexual, and, Angelina Jolie coming out as pansexual. And, like, these are the kind of things that I remember because they meant so much to me, because I was like, wait, if they can do it, maybe I can do it, Ellen DeGeneres, I remember just being a pioneer, and that's something that stuck in my mind at a young age. Like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it, right? So I think that I want to be that person that I didn't necessarily have growing up. You know what I mean? Like, so that this generation can't say the same thing that I'm saying right now. Like, oh, I didn't really see that many. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be prevalent. I want it to be the norm. I want it to be overly accepted, so that someone struggling in their teens like I was can be like, oh, it's totally fine. Sonya from WWE's gay. She's a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like, I want that to resonate with people.
Sports in general are light years behind when it comes to this conversation and representation. Is there something that the WWE could do to help that cause?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been trying to do for the past 2-3 years with the company. And, Stephanie McMahon has been such a strong advocate by my side, helping me to achieve some of those things, like being a part of New York World Pride last year with Vlad, doing the Spirit Day Lounge with Vlad the year before. Whatever kind of, we did a Pride photo shoot last year. We released 8 or 9 Superstar Pride version shirts last year as well. Mine's still available, on WWE shop. So just things like that to get more inclusion within the company. Obviously it's limitless, right? Like, we can, there's so much more we can do, but we are on our way, and we are making great strides every year.
One of the things I love about the WWE is the relationship with the fans. And the fans, they feel like they have ownership over the characters, that they're really, really invested. Your story is certainly a great example of that. When you interact with fans that are from the community, what are those interactions like? What are the things they want you to know?
It's the best. My fans are the best. They really are. Every time I go to a signing, a lot of my waiting in line is the LGBTQ plus community or parents of kids that are. And the stories I hear, like, it just makes everything that I do every single day, like, worth it. You know what I mean? It just justifies and validifies everything that I believe in and I work for. So, I mean, thank you for helping me come out. I saw you come out and then I came out, or my daughter's gay or my son's gay and they love you and they love that you represent them. Thank you for wearing, the rainbow flag in your back pocket when you wrestle, or the rainbow gear at Mania a few years back. You know what I mean? Like, we just want to feel seen and included. You know what I mean? It's just like anything else. Like, no one wants to stand alone in what they believe in and feel discriminated because of it. We all want unity. We all want strength in numbers. We all want to feel welcome and involved. So I feel like I am trying to hopefully bridge the gap there where it's like, no, I got your back. You want to wrestle? Your dream is to grow up and be a WWE superstar and you're part of the community? Well, it's possible because look at me. You know what I mean? I just want them to feel that.
And lastly, you mentioned the WWE's involvement in Pride in the past. You kind of had your own float in Pride that was seen on Total Divas. There won't be Pride parades in the same way this year. So what will maybe a virtual version of Pride look like for you in 2020?
Yeah, so I've been doing all kinds of cool stuff, like mentor.com. We did a cool piece where we all kind of read this monologue about love and acceptance, and working with people like yourself so that we can reach as many platforms as we can to talk about Pride and create the same conversation that would be partaking at the actual floats and the parades. We can still have it socially and virtually. So doing these Zoom meetings, using my social media, raising money and funds for campaigns and awareness for amazing organizations like the Trevor Project. This is all kind of under the umbrella of what 2020 Pride looks like to me.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you on Sportsnet 360, on SmackDown, continuing to do what you do. And we love to learn from you both on this topic, but also love to watch you in the ring as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care.